the spirit of total transparency, let me just recall what we did. We had, at the time when we imposed the temporary suspension, and I stress those words, at that time we had something like 40 plus flights a week, 60 plus week. So Air India, and I thought 40 says 60, which means you had almost 8-9 flights a day. Now, what has happened is we've temporarily suspended the flights, and the passengers who came in from the time of announcement to midnight on the next day, they were subjected to compulsory, mandatory quarantine at the point of arrival. Even those who tested negative were required to go in for mandatory home quarantine. But we went one step further. What we did was we went back to 25th November, and any passenger who had come in directly or indirectly directly from the United Kingdom, we did some contact tracing. We did some genome sequencing. Now, the latest figure I have that of all the passengers who came, now if you have 60 flights a week and you have, let's say, these are all wide-bodied aircraft, and you have something like 2,500 or even more a day. So if you have 8 of them, 60 of these flights, you can say a number. I believe in 6 cases, the genome sequencing has shown a different strain. Now, I'm subject to check. Now, your question is, what happens on the 31st? The answer to that, as comprehensively as again, this is something on which we are applying our mind just now, okay? Because we are already on the 29th. I foresee, now I'm speaking not with a mandate as an announcement, I foresee a slight extension of the temporary suspension because we are getting the fuller picture of what has happened. I don't expect that extension to be a long or indefinite extension. I'm not going to put a figure on it, but the words I'm choosing will give you an idea. A slight extension, small extension of the temporary suspension. Because I also see that flights from the United Kingdom to other countries are similarly suspended for the moment. But I think we are getting a handle on this once we have the genome sequencing completed and we have a fuller extent of the picture, and I think that will give us the confidence to open up flights again.
Sir.
Well, we are monitoring that. I mean, for instance, if I heard in South Africa there were one or two cases elsewhere, we are monitoring that very carefully. We are monitoring that.
Sir, you have already answered this question, but I'll read if you want to add anything. Since 6 cases of UK virus have been found on the arrival, does the government plan to extend the ban of flight beyond 31st December?
I have, in fact, not only responded, but the person asking the question and I have the same number in terms of genome sequencing. But these are laboratory tests carried out all over. I don't know what the final number would be where this is found. But I think the message which I'm very happy to convey is that our systems are in place. We have managed the contact tracing. We are doing the testing. And as I said on an earlier occasion, speaking to some of you informally, should further steps be warranted, we are ready to take them. But just now, I would say the current situation will remain, and we probably may look at a marginal or a short extension of the temporary suspension.